Can I ask you a couple questions?
Nope. You're free to go. Turn around and you can use that exit there to leave.
I'll go up.
You know, I just love the smile on this cop's face. It's the look of, "Be gone, auditor, not another word." Welcome to the John Ligato Show. I'm John Ligato.
What's your emergency and how can I help you?
Oh, I'm just doing a traffic stop here. Your registration's expired. Did you know that?
That's your emergency?
Yeah, it's not an emergency.
Do you know it's a felony? Do you know it's a felony to pull somebody over with your lights if it's not an emergency?
It's not. It doesn't have to be an emergency. It's a traffic stop, sir.
I'm not operating in commerce, but I tell you what, go ahead and fill that out for me before we can proceed.
No, I'm going to need to see your driver's license, please.
I'm not operating in commerce. I don't use a driver's license when I'm traveling in my private business affairs. You know, the Supreme Court says that I don't need one.
Except the Supreme Court never said that. Under the right to travel, the Privilege and Immunities Clause, it's Article 4, Section 2 of the Constitution. It says nothing about commerce. This section of the Constitution has three sort of subsections. One is simply that citizens have the right to travel between state to state. Number two is the right to be treated as a welcome visitor when you go state from state. And number three, if you elect to become a permanent resident of that state, to be treated like other resident. It says nothing about commercial vehicles. Every sovereign citizen quotes this commerce and right. I'm not in commerce, I'm traveling.
Yeah, when I'm not operating in commerce, if I'm using the road for hire, then yes, I do. But
you need to have a driver's license to operate a vehicle on the roadway, sir.
I'm not operating in commerce.
You're operating a vehicle on the roadway.
On the public road, and I have an unalienable right to do that, to travel. Do you know that?
With a driver's license. You're driving your automobile.
No, I'm not a driver because
You're
I'm
in
not
the
in
driver's
commerce. No, I'm not in commerce. Go ahead and fill that out for me, and then I
I'm going to need
can.
to see your driver's license, please.
I don't use a driver's license, and I don't have one.
You don't have a valid driver's license?
No, I'm not operating in commerce in my private business affairs.
Okay. How about your name? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name's Officer Schumacher.
What is your name? You got a name? You don't have a name?
Officer Schumacher.
Look, we can sit here for 30 minutes, and then you're going to call in, and you're going to let me go. Or we can sit and play this game.
You, sir.
Huh?
I don't plan on arresting you.
Okay, so if you're not going to read me my Miranda rights and charge me with a crime, I'm free to go, yeah?
No, you're not free to go.
Well, then I'm under arrest.
Right now.
So I'm under arrest.
You're being detained.
So I'm under arrest.
No, sir, you're being detained.
Well, if I'm detained in my private business affairs without a victim, without a crime, I'm under arrest. So read me my Miranda rights, or I'm.
The state of Illinois. You're operating.
The victim is the victim can't be the state of Illinois because the state of Illinois is a corporation. You got to have a victim. You got to have a flesh and blood man. Okay.
The state of Illinois can be a victim.
No, the state of Illinois is not a victim. Look, I'm traveling in my private automobile. I'm not in commerce.
So how far will these sovereign citizens go? Let's see.
81-year-old Howard Patton is accused of custodial interference, criminal impersonation, and forgery. A second-degree kidnapping charge has also been filed against him. 3 days earlier, a social worker notified Spokane police that a teenage girl was missing from her foster home. The foster parents claim that the girl's mother came to their home with Patton, who said he was a lawyer. Patton gave them what appeared to be legal documents that threatened them with execution by firing squad, among other things, if they didn't return the child to Baghdad. The foster parents, who are Russian immigrants, thought the papers were legitimate, so they allowed Patton and Baghdad to take the girl. Patton, who identifies himself in court papers as a sovereign American national, employs a standard sovereign citizen opener, quibbling over his name as the hearing gets started.
Is this the Howard Patton trust you're talking about? I'm appearing as a living man.
But the commissioner is having none of it.
Sir, I don't want to hear any of your constitutionalist crap. I mean, just save it for somebody else who's stupid and believes in that. You're here on charges of second-degree kidnapping, I found probable cause for that offense.
But Patton's public defender challenges the probable cause finding on the kidnapping charge.
It's unclear that Mr. Patton was actually the one who took the youth away from the home physically. And I'm looking at these and we don't have firing squads. This is not something that is going to happen. And there were no direct threats made other than what was in this paperwork.
Here's a short montage of sovereign citizen refusing to cooperate with police.
I'm private, so I'm not under any public law.
Natural license? You're just operating under your own?
Yep, law of morality, LORE.
Sovereign citizen origin can be traced to an American group in the 1970s who promoted anti-government conspiracy theories. But the movement has exploded recently in the wake of pandemic response measures.
You don't need a driver license to travel with your automobile.
Yes, we do.
You need a driver license if you make money for what you're doing, if it's for commerce.
There's two players at work here. There's the people who come to court and try and argue it, and then there's the people behind the movement who are selling kits online and selling the story online that you can beat your charges by claiming a pseudo-law argument that you're a sovereign citizen, that you're a member of a corporate state, that if you change your name to a person, that magistrates have no power. And those people are the ones who are really promoting the argument and quoting all these cases that they say they've won. So that's right. The whole idea is the law doesn't apply, and then they come to court and argue that the law doesn't apply.
The question we all want to know, I know I get it asked all the time, has any sovereign citizen ever won a case? And will they ever win a case?
It really is so way out there that it doesn't have any possibility of ever being upheld by any court, and it never has been.
Could you construct an argument? Could you think of anything you'd be able to say to the court?
And if I was asked to put some of those pseudo-law arguments, I would say, no, I've got a responsibility to only put arguments that carry some legal weight. And if they're absolute gobbledygook and complete garbage and from fantasy land, then I wouldn't put them. I'd go and tell them to get another lawyer or represent themselves. And that is why, incidentally, they largely represent themselves, because they're not going to find a lawyer who will besmirch their own reputation and break their own professional rules by arguing something that they know is complete garbage.
The John Ligato Show is being broadcast from outside the gates of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. If you like the show, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and we don't ask for personal information. Semper Fidelis.